And I thought it would be really fun to have conversations with a whole bunch of people of a lot of different faiths. And while most of my friends would like shut the door on people who were, knocking door to door, I would invite them in for a cup of tea and to talk. My mom thought I was crazy, but I did it anyway. So I would see those commercials on the TV, like, for a free book, you got a life issue, call us. I'd be like, yes, come. Right? So during this time period, I had ordered a lot of literature, a lot of books, and they were just spread out all over my desk. And one day, my best friend Rod comes over, and he sees on my desk a lot of the materials, and then on the very top of them is the Book of Mormon. Right? And at the time, I would say I was not a Mormon, and I thought in my head, oh God, he's going to think I'm a Mormon. And I was like, what do I do? So in my teenage brain, I thought it'd be like funny to kind of like displace this idea, and I was like, hey, do you want to see a book from a cult? And he's like, okay. And I hand him this book, and he looks at me, he looks at the Book of Mormon, and he says, I'm a Mormon. And he's just like, why would you ever say that? and so, like, I started backpedaling. I was like, I tried to, launch into this thing about how it's like different than mainline Christianity and all this. And then I was like, I just had to stop. And I was just like, you know what? I'm deeply sorry. I made all these assumptions about who you are. I made all these assumptions about like a large chunk of our friends who are attending the local Mormon church. Without taking the time to actually get to know their particular belief system coming from their personal experiences. In other words, I was just kind of front-loading that, right? I was actively engaged in prejudice.